Alright, welcome back to Perfection Princess, the YouTube channel. My name is Leah, and here we talk about manifestation, law of attraction, reality creation, consciousness. It's all the same in my opinion, it's just different languages describing the same thing or trying to describe the same thing, pointing towards the same thing, which is you being the source, the creator of everything that you experience. And today I want to talk about one of the most misunderstood topics of all time, which is time. When the hell is my stuff gonna manifest? What do I have to do to get there? Can I manifest instantly? How long is it gonna take? An hour? 3 hours? 3 days? 3 fucking years? How long have you been manifesting? And how long have you been waiting for your desires to manifest in your 3D? We're going to talk about inspired action because that kind of ties back into time. We're going to talk about what time actually is. And yeah, let's get into it. The first thing that I want to say is time doesn't exist. Time is an illusion. And Einstein already knew this, I don't want to say proved it, but I do think he kind of debunked time. Anyway, it's only the present moment that exists. The past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist, and experientially, you can prove this to yourself right now. Like, what time is it right now? It's always now. It's never going to be tomorrow. It's always going to be now. Experientially, you can understand this. Your 3D physical mind has issues grasping that because it thinks in past and in future terms. But experientially, you can be aware that all that ever exists is this present moment. And from a science perspective, this is already also clear, and that is what Einstein did. You might not have understood it. I don't think anyone can, which is what he meant when he said, if anyone says that they understand relativity theory, they really don't. Which I think is the same concept with consciousness. If you say that you understand it, you really don't, because it can't be understood. It can only be experienced. You can know that you are aware, but you can't understand what that awareness is. And it's the same with time. It doesn't exist. You can't understand why, but you can experience it. And if time doesn't exist, if the past doesn't exist, if the future doesn't exist, then everything that has existed and ever will exist must exist right now, right? Like, because you know that you experienced yourself getting up this morning, going to bed yesterday night, all of those moments, all of those different versions of the present moment, you experienced those. So they do exist on some level of existence. And if they can't exist in the past or in the future, then they must exist right now. And that counts for everything. Every single possible version of you exists right now, in this present moment. Right now. Not anywhere else. Just right now. It has to. And if the future isn't already written, like if there's no fixed script that we're all following and we can't change it anyway, then there must exist an infinite amount of versions that you get to choose of yourself to experience the next present moment that you are aware of, which is right now. Which is the basis of manifestation, which is why manifestation works, because you're not actually creating something out there and somewhere in the future and that then you get to experience it. It already exists. It has to. Everything that exists has to exist right now, because right now is the only thing that exists. So the passing of time, the illusion of time, is something that you create to be able to differentiate between those different versions of yourself. Kind of like in a movie, when you put the DVD in the DVD player. I was born 95, so I still know the concept of a DVD. But basically what a movie is, it's just pictures, one after another, so fast that you don't see the single pictures anymore, but you see it as a movie, as a moving thing. It's the same with reality. And on that DVD, every single picture that makes up the entire movie, it already exists on the DVD, right? no time exists on the DVD. It all exists right now. And only when you put them one after another, you get to experience it as a movie with the passing of time. And that is what you're doing with your reality. Because if you wouldn't be doing that, you would be experiencing everything that is, every single version of yourself, of other people, animals, trees, a fucking blade of grass. You would be experiencing all of that at the same time, all perspectives that have ever and will ever exist and exist right now. You would be experiencing that all at once. And at some level of yourself, you are, because you are all that is, and you can never be less. But on this level of existence, your individualized point of consciousness is creating those versions of yourself as a movie for you to experience it one picture at a time. And manifesting is just the conscious act of choosing what picture you want to appear next in, what picture you want to have the movie play next. And that kind of debunks all those beliefs like a delay. There's no delay, everything is now, everything manifests now, because time isn't real, so how can there be a delay in time when there's no time? It also debunks inspired action and the bridge of incidents. It doesn't matter, all of those things, they become irrelevant, right? Because why would you be focused on a bridge of incidents that will potentially, in the future, lead you to your desire if the future will never come, if the future doesn't exist? So the thing that manifests your desire, the thing that happens to what you have to do to actually experience it, is just put your awareness on it. If things don't manifest in time, what do they manifest in? They manifest in awareness. Because you're manifesting right now. Right now, you're being someone, you're choosing a version of yourself, and that is instantly being reflected back to you by your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your 3D physical reality. You're instantly creating everything around you as a holographic experience to experience who you choose to be right now. So if you want to manifest really quickly, like instantly, all you have to do is right now choose the version that you want to be. And to do that, you can't be focused on 3D reality, because that is right now not showing what you want. And the moment that you focus on that, you're also focused on what you don't want. And in that moment, you're choosing to be who you don't want to be and creating more of it, which is why manifestation seems slow, seems random, seems not working out for you, not because it's not working, but because you keep focusing on an infinite amount of different versions of you that still don't have what you want. So make that jump with that understanding that time doesn't exist. Make that jump. Turn away from the 3D. It doesn't give you anything. It's not here to give you anything. It's here to reflect who you choose to be. And that kind of reminds me of, I think it was in scripture, there's that story of, I think it was a Daniel or a David, some guy that refused to believe or refused to stop believing in his God. And he was thrown in the lion's den overnight to get eaten by the lions and all that. But when the other guys came back in the morning, he was still alive. And scripture says that, I think it was Daniel. Well, if you know, put it in the comments. He turned away from the lions and towards the light. And I think that in that story, the lions represent 3D reality. And by the way, he survived. I kind of forgot to say that. He survived because when the other guys came back in the morning, he was, or did I say that? I woke up, okay? It's still morning. So, yeah, this is what you got right now. Turn away from 3D conditions, the lions. Turn away from everything that scares you and turn towards the light, your I am awareness. The God within you, the divine within you, the fulfillment, the love, the gratitude that you already are. Turn towards that. And Don't care about what's happening in your 3D reality. It doesn't matter how bad it seems. And I'd say lions, this is pretty bad. It's actually a really good representation of how we feel towards the 3D, right? We kind of constantly feel like it's coming out to get us, it's out to get us, or like if we turn away from it, stuff is gonna happen, we lose control, all of that. And that is an illusion. That is a belief that you bought into. And the sooner you make that jump and really take the courage, it's going to take courage at first. Take the courage to turn away from 3D conditions, turn away from the lions. And if this helps you, it certainly did help me, be prepared to be eaten by the lions. In your imagination, go to that place and be like, okay, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm going to turn away from this. And if the lions eat me, then the lions fucking eat me. But isn't that still better than keeping going the way you did? Not manifesting your stuff, not living your desired life? Isn't it worth the courage to turn away from the lions and to actually make that jump? I think it is. And I think you can do it too. Everyone can do it. And ultimately, you're already past that stage because you're all of yourself. You're all that is. You're all the versions of yourself. You already are the person that turned away from the lions and towards the light and is now manifesting instantly. All you have to do is to choose that version of yourself. And I think understanding that time doesn't exist and that things don't actually manifest in time and that you don't have to do something to get somewhere because there's nowhere to get anyway, I think that helps because it makes you more aware of the present moment and of where your power lies, which is right here, right now, in choosing who you want to be, independently of everything else. Just you and what you put your awareness on. That's the only thing you need. So, let me know if that helped you. If that changed your perspective on time and manifesting, like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.